try everything. And even if you've tried everything, try everything again. Jig it. Play around with it. What's up, people? Welcome to my channel. My name is Isunu Pepper if you're seeing me for the very first time, and if you're not, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through my breastfeeding techniques with twins. As you guys know, I've had twins, so that's feeding 2 mouths instead of 1. And of course, that means I need double the supply. So of course, I have the tea for you. Whether you're having 1 baby or 2 babies, I feel like this will be beneficial to you. I think it'll make a lot of sense if I give you guys a bit of a background to my breastfeeding journey. So prior to having my babies, I had decided that I wanted to breastfeed and I didn't want any formula whatsoever. I'm just so ambitious. I'm just always this all in or all out type of person. Like, I want to breastfeed and I want to exclusively breastfeed. That was what I wanted to do. Let me not say exclusively breastfeed as per baby to the breast all the time, but I wanted to give breast milk. Let's put it that way. Somehow, when I gave birth, one of my babies, Adu, she was a little smaller, and we were advised that she should lay off the breast and just be finger-fed formula. But somehow we ended up feeding Faye and Adu formula from the bottle or finger feeding or whatever. This was also because I really needed to rest. My body was really going through it in the first few weeks. And so I was trying to pump at the beginning, but I feel like the pump at the hospital was just not the right flange for me. So it was causing so much pain for my nipples. So I just tossed the whole idea of of pumping, and I just completely stopped. It was when I got home that I ordered my breast pump. So first lesson from this, get your breast pump before you have your babies. So as you can imagine, like, my milk supply was not great when I got home. So when I started pumping, and I would get like 20 mil, 30 mil. And if I was lucky, maybe I would get 40 mil. And that's like an ounce and a bit. It was a very, very stressful time for me. Imagine me coming from a point where I'm like, I'm going to breastfeed both of my babies and I'm only producing 40 mil per pumping session. And at the time, my babies are drinking 30 mil, excuse me. That's only enough for 1 baby plus a little bit extra. So it was definitely not enough. I was really, really, really stressing about it. I was worried. I was pumping like crazy, having pumping sessions of like 25, 30 minutes straight. And to make it worse, because I was stressing, I wasn't eating as well. I wasn't drinking enough. My whole life was just pump, 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 pump. You need to make milk, But how do you make milk without eating? How do you make milk without drinking? How do you make milk when your body doesn't even have enough? And you want it to be able to make milk for your baby? Like, make it make sense. You get what I mean, right? I'm going to walk you through the things that I did do that kind of worked for me. So I spoke to one of my friends who's had 3 babies. She was really helpful and gave me really good advice. And this is actually what has really helped my milk supply to increase. I did start trying to eat better. I still find it difficult to eat at a good routine because I'm just like babies. And I forget, oh shoot, I've not eaten. Like, I feel hungry, but the hunger is like in the back burner. Your baby is like always at the forefront and you're like, oh crap, like I'm so weak. Oh shoot, I've not eaten. That's literally how it is for me every single day. And I'm really still trying to eat better, but now I'm eating so much better than I was previously. I'm also trying to be more intentional about how much water I drink. The more water that you drink, the easier it is for your body to make milk. I also started taking my vitamins, which also make sure that you're taking enough nutrients so that the milk can also carry the nutrients. So I started eating better, started drinking better, and I started taking my vitamins. And then I really prayed about this, guys. I don't know, I feel like the day I prayed about it, the next day I pumped the most amount of milk that I had ever pumped in my whole life. And I could just feel like God was just saying to me, like, so I'm the last resort. Oh, okay, cool. Go on, do what you got to do. I did everything I could do. And then I was like, oh, I haven't prayed about it. And I prayed about it. And the very next time I pumped, it was the most I ever pumped ever. I think I pumped about 200 200 ml in one sitting. I was like, who am I? Who am I again? Like, it was a huge game changer for me. And then I also spoke to my friend. She advised me to try power pumping. And power pumping is where you block out an hour for pumping. So you start off with pumping 20 minutes straight. You have a 10-minute break. You pump again for 10 minutes. You have a 10-minute break, and then you have the last pumping session of 10 minutes, and then you're done. And that makes up a whole block of an hour. And this really helped because it mimics, I think it's called cluster feeding, where your baby is just drinking and drinking. And the thing about breast milk is that the more you empty the breast, the more your brain signals to your body to make more milk. So the more you empty, the more you make. The more you empty, the more you make. I also, around the same time, tried lactation cookies. I got a recipe that was sent to me. I will also share that in the link in the description bar below. I don't know if that really contributed because I tried all these things around the same time. So I don't know what exactly it was. So I'm just gonna just try everything. Just try everything. Whether or not those cookies worked, they were delicious. I will leave the links in the description bar below, so feel free to check it out. So I do have some do's and don'ts that I would advise for someone who's trying to up their breast milk supply. And the first thing would be to have a pumping schedule and try and have one that doesn't put too much pressure on you. If you're saying, oh, I'm going to pump every 2 hours, that can be really stressful because in between that, you've got to feed your baby, you've got to burp your baby, you need to change diapers, you need to soothe them, you need to take care of yourself. So every 2 hours is very demanding. That's 12 pumping sessions a day. That's insane, in my opinion. So you want to try and pump about 8 times a day. A sweet spot for me personally was to pump every 3 hours, every 3.5 hours. That goes back to the logic of the more you empty, the more you produce. But at the end of the day, do what works for you, but don't go too long without not pumping. Like, I wouldn't advise you to go 5 hours without pumping. It's a bit too much of a gap if you really are interested in upping your milk supply. Because if you don't pump, you're signaling to your body that it's making enough. So it might even reduce the supply because it doesn't want to keep breast milk that is not being used, right? For you to not feel drained and to be able to produce well enough, I would suggest eating 6 small meals during the day. So you have your breakfast, you have a little snack in between. It could be like, I don't know, carrot sticks, apples, mandarin, nuts, and then you have your lunch. And then in between that, you can have some more fruit and veg. And then for dinner, you have your dinner, and then you can have like a quick little tea and cookies before bed. Make sure that you're eating more frequently and also make sure that you're not hungry. You guys can probably hear my baby crying, but this is the reality. I'm a mom. He's okay. He's with his dad, so don't worry about it. The third thing I would say to do is to drink lots of water. I think we already covered this before, but just a reminder, drink lots of water. If on a normal day you drink about 2 liters, when you're breastfeeding, try to drink 3, maybe 3.5, because water makes the milk. It's just the logic of it. I will also say, eat what you're craving. Eat what you're craving. Even if it's not like the most healthy thing, as long as it's not particularly unhealthy, eat it. Because I feel like the body has a way of letting you know what it needs. Like maybe you need to produce more fat in your breast milk. Your body might be telling you, go eat, I don't know, what food is rich in fat. I don't know. So a craving is something that's temporary. That's why it's called a craving. It's not like you want it every single day. I don't know, just eat what you are craving if it is not particularly unhealthy and on a temporary basis. You guys know what I mean, right? Okay. Another thing I would say is breastfeed on demand, because that's like pumping. It's like emptying your breast. So if you're feeding twins, especially, it can be really tiring if you're breastfeeding alone exclusively. The first few days you can try that, exclusively breastfeeding, and then you can pump, because I feel like the pumps don't do as good a job as actual sucking. Like the sucking really empties it so it can produce. So I would just definitely recommend breastfeeding for the first few days, and then when your supply is climbing a bit more, then you can start pumping to maintain the flow, and then also people can help you feed the babies. 3 things not to do. Don't stress, because this is so counterproductive. You stress because you're not producing milk, but also because you're stressing, you're not producing milk. So it's like this evil cycle that is never ending. So to break this cycle, you need to not stress about it. When I stopped stressing about it was actually when my milk supply started getting better. So just try not to stress about it. Secondly, don't wait till your breasts are full before you pump. Because sometimes it can be so full that, it hasn't happened to me, but I've heard about it. Your breast can get so full that even trying to empty does not give you relief. Like it's like rock hard. You don't want to get to that point. Just maintain a good rhythm, a good routine. Thirdly, don't give up. Don't feel like it's too late. Like for example, for me, at some point I felt like it was too late. To be honest, the power pumping, the prayer, and the lactation cookies were like my last resort. I'm like, if this doesn't work, I'm done. In fact, I'm not even going to pump again. Let them just drink formula. They're going to be okay. But don't give up. Don't give up. Try everything. And even if you've tried everything, try everything again. Just jig it. Play around with it. I mean, of course, except maybe you have like an illness or an underlying condition or something in particular that is hampering your production, then that's not your fault. It's just what it is. But yeah, guys, that's it. I hope this is helpful. I hope this was helpful for you if you're a new mom or you're an expecting mom. If you're pregnant, let me know how far along you are in the comment section. And if you've already had your babies, let me know how far postpartum you are. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I will see you in my next video. If you are new here, you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe right down below. It's absolutely free. And hopefully I can see you in the next one. Bye, guys.